Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Droppin' Knowledge and Know. This is episode 5 in our AI in the Dealership series. Now, previously, we covered AI in marketing, in sales, in service, and F&I. But one thing we really didn't talk about was how shoppers are using AI to assist them in the buying process. So we are going to dive into this today. So let's take a look at what's going on. Somebody's in your lot right now, and they're not coming in. Their AI is texting 3 competitors for your out the door price, and they're not going to walk in until that AI tells them that your numbers is the one worth walking in for, and your dealership is the one worth walking in for. And this might sound like, a scene from a really weird sci-fi movie all about car buying, but the thing is this is happening right now. Now, it's a small percentage of shoppers, but it is growing and it is getting more important to pay attention to. So we got to keep an eye on this. Now, the other thing too is many buyers, they also have a co-pilot. So it's reading your deal sheets, it's stripping add-ons, and it's comping your price machine fast. So those old ways of doing things, right? Adding friction to the process, slowing things down that used to help you protect margin, really is just getting you filtered out. So customer first, I like to say this, it's not just a slogan, it's a system. Thing is, now more and more shoppers, they have a system and they're pointing that system at you. So we got to think about how we can prepare for that and actually improve the overall business. So let's take a look at how people are using these tools. So really, these are the 4 big ones: search, compare, audit, and negotiate. Now, the big 2 of those 4 are going to be searching and comparing. So they're out there using AI tools to find the best vehicle for them. So using natural language. Hey, I've got a family of 5, the big old 100-pound dog. I got to drive them all over the place, but I also want to tow my boat. What's the best car for me? That's going to be your search. Comparing is what's the best trim for me? How does, it line up as far as pricing goes? How does it compare to, this other vehicle that also offers a lot of the same features and functionality? Those are the 2 big ones, right? And we're going to see a little bit more detail into how people are using those. The 2 emerging ones here are audit and negotiate. So audit is you send them a deal sheet. Maybe they're in the store. They've got their handy phone right here. They load up ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, and they take a photo of that deal sheet and say, hey, what are the add-ons that I can remove from this? How can I get an extra $500 off this price? Is this documentation fee really worth anything? Whatever, right? It's giving them the information they need in real time. And now we are also seeing people starting to use these tools to negotiate. So phase 1, you're auditing it and then saying, hey, give me a script for how I can ask for an extra $1,000 off this deal. That's part 1. Part 2 is using agents to do the searching, the comparing, the auditing, and the negotiation on your behalf, and then coming to you when they get a price that they think is the best one that they can get for that shopper. And this is not science fiction. This is real. We are seeing some companies out there doing this with varying levels of success. But the thing is about AI is it's about as dumb as it's ever going to be today. It's always going to get smarter tomorrow. So it's going to continually improve and get better. And really, we got to be ready for those shoppers who are using these tools. Now, one caveat, the AI tools, they're also not always right. So they can still hallucinate vehicles and options that don't exist. They can mix up model years and show images of the wrong car. So it's still a decision support tool and not making decisions for people 100% of the time right now. But they are getting better. We are seeing people using them to do the decision-making on what vehicles to show to that shopper or what dealerships to show to that shopper to buy from. But we have to be aware of this and be ready for it if that AI tells somebody something wrong. But let's look at the data behind all this, right? So right now, actually in 2025, we did a study on car buyers across the country. Found that 25% of new vehicle buyers use AI tools or AI-generated overviews during their research. So that could be somebody going into ChatGPT trying to find a vehicle that works for them. But it also could be somebody searching for a vehicle in their area and getting AI summarized response inside of Google. You've probably seen those like AI modes, right? Or using a natural language search on a listings or your website, right? So that is a healthy chunk of people using AI. We dig a little bit deeper into that though. We see about 12% are now searching on AI sites directly. So those are the people going directly into ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Llama, whatever that is, to find vehicles, figure out which vehicles is good for them, maybe even auditing a deal sheet, and if they're really smart, negotiating on their behalf. Now, the thing is too, they might not even see your homepage. They are getting an assembled answer built from your inventory feed, your reviews, and your pricing, and then they act on it. It is a small percentage, 12% really going into these tools and being a little bit more advanced. But guess what? That number is going to grow. These tools are getting more and more deeply integrated into phones. Apple is investing billions of dollars into incorporating Gemini into Siri, right? ChatGPT is doing everything that they can to show up everywhere, right? I just saw ChatGPT in my Apple CarPlay. Claude is everywhere, right? We are going to see more and more people getting more and more exposed to these tools and finding new and creative ways to use them to help them buy cars. Now, on the technology side of things, let me shrink down my face a little bit so you can read this here. This is a little bit, away from just AI adoption, right? Just digitization. More and more dealers are digitizing the buying experience, going from 34% 2022 up to 43% in 2024. It's the newest numbers that we've got. So that's offering most of the buying process online. But, margins are compressing. We are not in the boom days of COVID. And we saw that in 2025, 42% of dealers reported weaker profits. That was from our buyer's journey survey from last year. We don't have the 2026 data yet. You can see that in early 2027. But I'm going to tell you, I bet you that number goes up, right? It is a competitive space. So yes, we need to compete on price. We also need to make sure that we are showing up for these AIs and really maximizing and optimizing our systems. So how can we do that? How can we maximize and optimize our systems? Well, here's your 5-point plan. Number one, we want to be transparent. Publish that out the door number. Give people pricing when they ask you for it. They email you, they call you, they fill out a form. Don't hit them with we don't send out pricing unless you guys come into the store. You're going to get filtered out, right? Not just by the AIs, but by people who are impatient. They don't want to spend an entire Saturday haggling over a vehicle if they can't even get a price for it. So make sure you're getting pricing out there. You can still work the appointment. Absolutely. Get them in the store, but show them your price and sell them on the value of your store. Next up, make that site machine readable. So clean structured data on top of real SEO. So the clean structured data, most major website platforms are going to do this for you and going to be able to be searched by AI platforms the world over. They do a pretty good job of this. So there's not really one platform over the other that's going to kill it. But where you make a difference and where you show up more often and get more recommendations is when it comes to SEO and reputation. That is the foundation of what we call GEO, right? Generative engine optimization. So SEO, that's the baseline, right? These tools are using search engines to find dealerships that have inventory that you're looking for. So if you're not ranking for the terms that these things are searching, you're not going to do so hot. You're not going to show up. You're not even going to get a swing at that opportunity. So make sure you got your SEO bases covered. Do a good job with your SEO. Next up, once you've got SEO covered, manage your reputation. So that means soliciting reviews, right? Doing a good job of that. Now, I know Google's got an anti-solicitation policy, so that doesn't mean, giving people a gift card if they leave you a review, but, sending somebody a text saying, hey, we'd love to get a review from you after they buy a car from you or do a service with you, etc. You can automate that with some great services out there. Also, responding to every single online review, showing these tools that you are a business owner who cares about what their people or what their customers say about them. That is going to help you rise to the top and get these tools to scan your inventory more often and recommend you more often, because if they see that you are a dealership with a great reputation, you're more likely to be recommended. You got to audit your own deal sheet. So kill those junk lines before the buyer's robot flags them too. They're not there. They can't flag them. You can't introduce that element of distrust if you're doing a good job of just being really transparent with everything, right? So if you do have a documentation fee, make sure it's there and explain why you have a documentation fee. If you throw gap insurance into every single one of your deals, make sure you explain why you throw gap insurance into every single one of your deals. If you are throwing a protection plan on, whatever, you got to make sure if you are doing that, you're disclosing it and you're being very transparent with all the fees, because guess what? The FTC is paying very close attention to that and coming after dealerships hard. Digitize that handoff. The thing is about people who are using AI, especially those 12% who are going directly into ChatGPT or who are using an agent to negotiate on their behalf. They're usually very tech forward. So we want to get them into a technology enhanced experience. So you can do that by sending them a link to a digital deal, whether it's your digital retailing tool on your website, or if you've got a deal making platform that can do that, do it that way. And make sure you can pick up the deal where they left off in the store. Now, the advantage here is you get people to complete more of the steps online, including financing, which saves you time and money, also increases that customer satisfaction, makes you more money, and allows you to complete transactions faster. So just do it. And then finally, match the machine's speed. So have some deal structures ready to go, pre-assembled, and make sure your communications are compliant. So once again, disclose your fees and make sure you're communicating with somebody through a tool that they can opt out of. So you don't want your salespeople be communicating with shoppers through their personal phone numbers, right? Deal making 101. So here's the thing. Opacity is going to get you filtered out. These tools, they have a BS filter, right? Opacity, it's the opposite of transparency. If you are not providing the information these tools are looking for, they are going to skip you and find that next dealership who will. Right now, it's a small population of shoppers who are using these tools. 12% are really diving into it. 25% are experiencing it. But guess what? Those numbers are going to grow. So we want to be ahead of the curve and start doing the right thing now. So when everybody's using AI, right, going directly into ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Siri, you're not playing catch up. You've already got it dialed in and you're not panicking. All right, folks, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys learned something. And as always, if you like this, hit that like button, subscribe, ring the bell, do whatever you can. And stay tuned. We're going to have more Droppin' Knowledge and Noah coming up soon. Bye.